por aquí todo el mundo se conoce.
Here's another jam for you all. First of all, I'll be off the wall, but I think you knew that. And there's a new player in town with a funky sound, so you better get down.
Does that help ease you in, Chuck? Right? Because Chuck thought we were furniture salesmen. He didn't. He just answered the DM like so enthusiastically, like yes. Because I reached out and said, no. Well, I had reached out like 2 years ago, like, but you were in playoffs, and was like, yo, wrap it up first or whatever. And we were also still in the studio. And for anybody that doesn't know, this is Chuck or Pelican Charles or Chucky Slick. I mean, do you have any other monikers you want to throw in there that I might be forgetting? Does that cover
That's all good.
That works. So Chuck plays over in Gran Canaria, which is an island. It's a Spanish island, but off the coast of Africa, the northern coast.
Correct.
And it's a 5 or 6 hour time difference from us here on the East Coast. So it just didn't really work out. So I know that he was home here in San Diego. I reached out. He enthusiastically said yes. Jumped on the link tonight. We've been communicating for the past week or whatever, and then jumped on and was like, "Is this a hockey podcast?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Wait, what?" So, does hearing you on the intro set it at ease a little bit more? Like the anxiety?
Yeah.
We're not,
dude. It's all cool, man. I'm cool with anything. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, he doesn't seem nervous.
No, not at all. So you're from San Diego, but you've been living in Europe for like a decade now, or better?
Correct. Yeah, born and raised here in San Diego. Moved to Europe in 2013.
Fuck.
11 years. Wow.
Damn. So you're approaching almost being more a European, right? Like you've done almost like you're getting close to almost as many years in Europe.
You know, what really made me start to realize I feel like I'm becoming more Euro is nowadays I rock a satchel and hack darts. I carry around a man purse with darts in it. And when I came back this summer, all my boys were chirping me and they were saying that you're European as fuck now.
Yeah. I used to.
I guess you could say that. Yeah. You know, I still have my things about me that are very American, but I've definitely been very influenced by culture over there as well.
So you went over there for hockey, right? And you've stayed for hockey and for other things, but like, now I know you vicariously through the fucking internet or whatever, right? So, but for anybody that doesn't know, like you're the team that you currently play for, you've had success throughout your time in Europe, right? And how have you been able to not just like adapt, but like flourish? Right? Like not just, okay, I'm here, I'm in Europe, I'm hanging out, I'm participating. Like, no, like it seems to me like you've taken it and just grabbing it by the fucking balls, like, and just ran with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're getting at there. I know a lot of guys from the States that go over to Europe, they don't necessarily flourish, or they just do 1 year and then they can't take it anymore and they go home. I know a lot of guys who don't even make it to Christmas, or they go home at the Christmas break. So yeah, it's definitely not for everyone. You know, a lot of people have jobs or girlfriends or family they miss back home. I'm not saying I don't miss things back home, but I just really like the lifestyle over there, the slow pace of life. And I really love the opportunities that it's brought me. And I would say my first couple of years in Europe, when I was playing ice hockey in Sweden and Czech Republic, I wasn't necessarily flourishing like I wanted to. And that's what made me make the jump to Spain. And yeah, just living on an island in Spain, it doesn't feel like it's too far from home.
Right.
It's Southern California weather year round where I live. I live on the beach, so that definitely helps a lot to have good weather. And then I would say on top of that, like just having the mentality of home is wherever you are. instead of always thinking home is a specific place. If you think like that, you're always going to be missing home.
Yeah.
But I figured out how to switch my mentality probably like within the last 6 or 7 years to just accepting that wherever I am at the moment and the people that I'm around at the moment, that's home. And those are my people and that's my place. And it makes it way easier.
Well, fuck, I mean, that kind of seems like exactly like the team structure you have over there too, and with Molina. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems fairly evident, like in a lot of the clips that either the club shares or that you share. Like it seems like a pretty tight knit group.
Yeah, very tight knit group. Lots of guys have known each other for a long time, played against each other for a long time. I know 3 of the guys on Molina. I used to play with them for another club in Spain before that. We were together for 3 or 4 years, and then we all went to Molina together. So, yeah, it's a very tight knit group.
Well, so you had, were they the 2 that came with you, were they they're Spanish? Are they from over there?
There's 3 guys, 2 brothers and 1 other guy. They're all from Mallorca, which is the other island team in the league.
Yeah,
it's like
that's closer
a chain of.
That's closer to Barcelona, like closer to
Yeah, it's off the coast of Barcelona. It's the island right next to Ibiza. They're pretty famous in Spain for hockey. They've always had one of the better talent pools and whatnot, so they have a bunch of good players. And we all decided to go down to Canaries after COVID together. So, we've been playing together for a long time.
Did that make the transition a little bit easier coming into the new club?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, coming to the new club, I was already in the league for a couple of years, so I knew people on the new club, but yeah, it definitely made it easier to just kind of already have a group of boys on the island.
A little familiarity.
Yeah, exactly.
Outside of not just like on the rink, but like outside of the rink too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Like it's not like I think one of the things is like not just like, okay, yeah, you're going there to play hockey, but then you're also like cohabitating in a lot of instances, right?
Yes, definitely in my earlier years, or it is the case for most players that go overseas, you have to have a roommate. So you're living with these guys, day in, day out kind of situations like that.
Which, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm fucking, at least that's what my wife says. I'm difficult as fuck to live with. So I don't know if, you know what I mean? Like plus getting used to the European culture thing. Yeah, I would probably be a rough fucking roommate, man.
Yeah, well, then I would just, talk to the president and have you out of there by the weekend.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Correct answer.
I feel you on that, bro. Like, living with people, it's hit or miss. And I actually live alone now, and I will continue to live alone for the rest of my career over there.
Yeah.
I'm just, I'm 32 years old. I'm not. Once I hit 30, I said I'm done living with people. I told that to the club, so they're fine with it. I got my own place. It's good. But yeah, dude, just like having a roommate is cool and all. It's a lot easier, I feel like, when you're in your early 20s. And then as you get older, you kind of value your privacy a bit more.
Absolutely.
And you just don't tolerate shit from roommates. It's like the thing with hockey is sometimes you don't even know who you're going to get paired with. Let's say your roommate from the year before decides to go to another team or quit or move home. And then you just kind of get a new guy that moves in, and you're fucking 30 years old and you get an 18-year-old moving in with you. And it's like nothing against him as who he is as a guy or a player, but it's like you have an 18-year-old in your house and it's like you guys are just maybe on completely different wavelengths.
Oh, yeah.
And this guy is just in the living room playing video games all day, like blasting tunes, fucking having friends over all the time, throwing like little kickbacks and parties in the living room, and you might be losing your fucking mind, and it could cause problems for sure.
Yes.
Sounds like that's
absolutely.
happened. It sounds like
Yeah.
you know that firsthand.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely, man. I mean, between I've played for, even before Europe, so I've been in Europe for 11 years, but before that I was bouncing all around the fucking United States like a beach ball at a Nickelback concert. And there was just so many roommates, so many teams I played for throughout juniors. I even played prep school. So I don't even know how many roommates I've had. It has to be upwards to like 30 or 40 roommates.
Wow.
So I've definitely been in a few of those situations.
So you said you're 32. How many more years do you have playing over there? Like as
That's
far as your career, you know?
It's a good question, man. Obviously, it's $1 million question for every athlete, even outside of hockey, because no one really wants to stop.
Right.
All right. How many more you want it? How many more you want it to be?
I want it to be forever, man.
That's then make it fucking happen, dude. You know
But
what I mean?
but then again, I don't want to be that guy that's just like, the guy that's
Holding
just
on.
hanging on and just,
Yeah.
delaying something that, it's like put the dog out of the misery type shit. I mean,
Yeah.
I still feel good right now. I just had a great season. I feel fine, but I can't really see myself playing more than like 3 more years, honestly.
So
And
is
then
there a like when it is time, are you told it's time or is that up to you?
It's up to you, man. I mean, on our team right now, our captain is 40 years old, and there's a guy in the league that's 52.
Damn.
So they're not going to tell you, it's as long as you want to stay. But me personally, I got a family back here in California. And even besides that, it's just, I don't know. You see the league getting younger and younger, every year. And you're just like, you kind of look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, like, eventually, after so many years, you start to feel like you want to do different things, maybe.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, but it's kind of hard to hear you say that, and then I know that what I watched like a month or two ago. I mean, I don't. It don't look like you're close to like, and I'm not ego stroking you. You put up 4, right? Like in the semi game or finals,
Yeah.
game 1.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
4.
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, statistically speaking, I had my best season of my career, and I don't feel like I'm going downwards at all. I feel like I'm completely in my prime right now. But it's like, this is the $1 million question, and it's obviously very hard to answer. But it's like, how much longer do I personally want to do it, and what else do I want to
Yeah.
do with my life outside of being a
Right.
roller hockey player in Europe? Because of course, there's a lot bigger things in life. I'm talking marriage and children and family back home in San Diego and career outside of hockey, because obviously hockey's not forever. So I'm very aware of these things, and I don't want to be dragging on playing roller hockey in Europe until I'm 40 and then
Yeah.
be like, oh shit, I should have started my career earlier. I should have started, whatever it is, and there's nothing
Sure.
wrong with that either. It's just me personally, I don't see myself wanting that.
Would you get into coaching when your
Probably not.
career's done? No,
Probably
once
not.
you're done, you're
No.
done.
Yeah, I'm not a coach guy. And whenever I coach, I fucking hate it. I don't like watching hockey, and I just don't like being around hockey. I don't. I like to play hockey, and that's it.
Just like to do it, and that's it, right?
Dude, I don't watch fucking NHL or anything like that. I don't play NHL video games. I watch the Stanley Cup playoffs, like the conference finals and the finals, like elimination. I watch like big games and shit, but regular season, like I'd never watch.
Yeah, it's crazy because I know like in the NFL, a lot of the guys, they consider it a job. They don't love what they do. They consider it a job because they're good at it. And then of course you
Yeah.
got the guys who love playing
Yeah.
football, so it's like it's rewarding to them. But I guess it's the same in every sport. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
good at it and you just want to treat it as a job, that's one thing. And just not be a big fan of outside,
I don't go back and listen to our
100%.
episode. I don't go back and listen to the show. Like I don't.
No, me neither.
Yeah. I mean,
isn't the guy on the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic? Isn't he like that? He's like, I fucking hate basketball, but it's my job.
I hate basketball. Yeah.
He can't wait to go home. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't get, and he like races his horses back home, and that's what he truly loves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I respect that.
And it's
You
even
know
like
what?
in beer league. Like I play beer league, and like these guys were talking about Connor McDavid, and they didn't even know his fucking name. Like they were like, that dude Connor. I think he's pretty good. I'm like, he's like the best player in the world. Like
Oh, they legit did.
it's just
Oh
crazy. Like,
yeah.
yeah, they just they love playing the game, but they
Oh,
just
oh,
don't
Yeah.
oh,
enjoy
that,
watching
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, who? Yeah. I have
Yeah,
no idea who you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Nah, I know what's going on because I have social media, obviously.
sure.
So even if I'm not watching like hockey, I always know what's going on because I follow, NHL and all the major hockey accounts. So, dude, they post all the highlights and basically all the drama and everything you need to know. So it's like it's weird. Like I don't watch hockey, but I always am up to date with like what's going on in the league and stuff. I guess that's how social media is these days.
Yeah, you don't even need to watch it anymore. You can know
Exactly.
everything the next day in 10 minutes.
Yep.
Wait, so I didn't have to spend that $80 a month for 2.5 months during the playoffs to get the games? What
Nope.
You're a schmuck.
the fuck? What the fuck? Yo, you know what
You
I
know-
think is what is the biggest flex? And did you have to negotiate this after a year or two there? How you just got them to put fucking Chuck on the back of your jersey? Just first, just did you have to do that or not? You just asked.
Dude, they were just like fucking when I signed the contract, they were just like number, like jersey number and jersey name. And I was just like, the fuck? You mean I can like pick my name?
And then,
course,
yeah,
this
you can
is-
just fill in your
But
own
then I
name.
started
Wait.
but then I started thinking, I was like, oh yeah, like I've seen other players in this league where I'm pretty sure they have their first names or even their nicknames on their jerseys, man.
Oh shit.
Because I played with a guy in Mallorca. His jersey on the last name, it just said Penguin.
Get the fuck out. Yeah.
Yeah, his nickname was Pingui, which is penguin in Spanish, Pingui. And yeah, his name was, nothing similar to that at all, but that's what they called him. And
And then oh,
yeah,
shit.
everyone just has their first name or their last name or their nickname, and you can choose however you want it. And I don't know, I just was like, yeah, just put Chuck. I think that'd be cool. It's something different than my last name. So I just did it one year and I just never thought about it again and never asked or cared to change it
And then
really.
they just kept letting you rock it out with it.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's funny you
yeah.
brought that up. No one's ever said anything about that.
Now, well, I think may have made mention, maybe not on the show, but I know, like if I ever, because a couple years ago I was going to go, what is it, the Sparta Cup?
Yeah.
It's Sparta Cup. Was going to go over, but then I don't know if it was COVID year or something. And they were like, "Oh, everyone here was like, oh shit, that's pretty dope." And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Are you excited? You want?" I'm like, my only aspiration was to get on a live feed just to score, to hear them say my name, but like how they do yours, like Choboin, like fucking like how they do the fucking go, yeah. That would be it. Outside of that, I would fucking hang them up right there, dude. I would just leave the fucking skates in fucking Spain. You know what I mean?
Spanish announcers are lit.
The fucking shit's, yeah. I mean, you guys got a sick fucking little barn there too. You know what I mean? Is that
Yeah, it's
right
cool.
across the clubhouse? Everything's all right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's sick. That
So I know
shit's
back
sick.
in the early 90s, there was a different type of roller hockey. It was on quads with the little, almost like a field hockey stick. Is that still popular over there?
In Spain, it's huge. It's called
Yeah.
traditional hockey, and
Okay.
it's way bigger than roller hockey in Spain. It's a professional sport in Spain, and the players make really good money.
Really?
Yes, like really good money. Like they're fucking superstars. And we're sitting here like, what the fuck? Like our sport's way cooler.
Yeah.
No love for Hockey La Linea. No love
Dude.
for Hockey La Linea.
It doesn't matter what country you go to or what community you go to, roller hockey is just, for whatever reason, either terribly marketed or it just never took off with the general public. But then things like quad hockey with a ball and cane are like popping and they pack arenas with 10,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah,
knew.
it's
I was
they
best
gotta
friends with a guy whose brother was one of the best goalies in the world, Nicky Gracia, and I mean, he was all over the world. They were even talking about putting in the Olympics at one point, back in the '90s. So it was pretty cool to watch him go around the world. I mean, he was
you ever get hit with you
legit.
ever get hit with one of them fucking things?
No, but they're
Like that's how
fucking,
old. Yeah,
they're
that's
no
how old
joke.
I am. Like I remember that. Yeah, fucking quad days. The fucking things hurt. The fucking things
Yeah,
hurt real bad. Yeah,
my dad
yeah.
always
No,
wore quads.
I remember when like it was the transition when everyone was starting to transition from quads
In mine.
to inline, and my next door neighbors, they were big. The dad was a big quad hockey guy, and the two sons were making the switch from quads to fucking blades. So the fucking mom got the dad a pair too. So we're all out in the front, fucking outside, fucking playing street hockey or whatever. And the dad's like, you know, fucking being the fucking in the dad mode. I got it. Right. And then like is backwards skating, playing D or whatever. And then goes to hit the fucking toe stop, except there's no toe stopper there. And he fucking went down. He never fucking got on the skates again, dude. Fucking blew out both knees. That was it, man.
The toe stop. Wow.
No fucking toe stop. So yeah, I'm sure that like back to the adaptability thing. We played you got an album out. We played one of your songs on the intro. I'm sure that helps, right? I'm sure your ability to play the guitar on a beach setting, being an American in Europe, probably helped a lot, right?
What, with just adapting and
Oh yeah, I mean, and cleaning up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's not. I listened to the album, and that one, the one, Life in Guantanamo. That's been my that's been my shit since you dropped it. Like 2 summers ago. Oh, this motherfucker does it in Spanish. I said he does it in Spanish too. I played it for a couple of the homies at work, and they were like, "This the same dude?" And I said, "Yeah." And they were like, "Fuck." I said, "Oh shit." I said, "Yeah." That's when I was like, "Oh fuck." Now you're just. I thought he was at that point. I was like, he's just showing off at this point. Like, fuck, man.
Hell yeah, but yeah, appreciate it.
I'm sure all of that, the whole, I'm sure it has helped.
Yeah,
in the lady department, or even just making friends or better roommates, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, mostly it just helps with passing the time. You know.
Yeah.
Outside, you just like
sorry.
As a hockey player, you just play hockey. You know, you train for an hour or 2 every day, and you got 1 game on the weekend. But other than that, you got so much free time, and I feel like that's why a lot of guys don't make it in Europe, is they're just so bored and sitting in their apartment all day, every day. But I feel like music really keeps me occupied, and it helps me do something productive, creative, and it helps pass the time. And I don't know. I feel like if I didn't have it, I'd go crazy.
Have you always been musically inclined?
Yeah. I mean, not when I was like a child, but since like 15 years old, I started making music and writing music.
What's your process like? Do you like you actually sit down and pen the whole song, or do you just snippets of clips in your mind or kind of deal, or like?
Yeah, so I just I'm old school. I put the pen to the pad. I write down on fucking note paper. I do not use my notes on my phone. I hate that.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, I just pick up a guitar. Yeah, and just find some chords that I like, and just kind of go over shit in my head and see if I can come up with melodies or ideas. And then once I strike an idea, I'll record just a loop of what the chords I like on my phone, and then I'll just play that loop over and over again on my phone and just start writing to it. And then if it feels good, then I'll actually record it on my microphone and add drums, and then just have like a raw demo of just the guitar and the drums, and then I'll really try to structure a song together. And then if I think it has potential, then I'll actually take it to the studio and make a full track.
Is there any part in that process where there's any like improvisation where it's like, okay, you sort of like might think you have something, and or you'll call one of the homies, be like, hey, what do you think? Like, or it comes out of a jam session?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a song on that album called Bongo Man that came out of a jam session. We were just jamming at the beach. My buddy was playing the bongos, and I just started calling him the Bongo Man. And then I was just like, yo, Bongo Man, thanks for bringing the bumps to all the jams. You're my Bongo Man. Like, just.
And then that was
like,
it.
sing,
I just ran with
just
it.
sing. Yeah, I just thought it was funny to like, we were just freestyling, like, improvising and just kind of spitting freestyles and melodies about our friend who plays the bongos. Because if you think about it, in every band, obviously the singer or guitar player is the most popular, and then you got the drummer who's usually pretty popular. The bass player in most bands is usually a more quieter, mysterious background guy. Same with the keyboard player, right? But there's one guy that never gets any love, and it's the fucking bongo player. Like, every time I've been to a show, the bongo guy's always like way in the background, just like vibing, and like no one gives them no love. And we were just jamming, and that song came about like that. So yeah, absolutely, we have jam sessions and songs come from them, but sometimes it also just comes from just being alone in your room, and comes from all angles, man.
Yeah, just
Can
I
you
guess
read music?
No, I cannot. I am not classically trained, nor can I read music.
You don't
I
need
can't
to.
read words. I can't read
Billy's
words.
Billy's illiterate, so
I just found out I'm dyslexic this year, dude. No bullshit.
Oh wow, I'm sorry, man.
Congrats.
I was too for the first 40 years, but at this point, it's cool.
Can you get like a handicap parking space for that?
Oh, you know what? I never thought about that.
See, now you're gonna get them to look into that.
Maybe you can look into that. Maybe you can get some welfare while you're at it.
Yeah, fuck it.
Disability,
right?
disability check.
Disability retroactive. Yeah, retroactive. Oh my god, can you imagine?
40 years
like,
retro.
yo, man, I just came into a bunch of money. They're like, "What happened?" I'm like, "I just got retroactive dyslexia, dude." They're like, fuck. Oh shit! But
where do you guys live?
Outside of Philly.
Outside of Philly. That's where you're staged.
Yeah.
Yep. This little hellhole.
How far is that from Bensonville? Or is it? Feasterville.
Feasterville.
From Feaster, like 40
an
minutes?
hour. Yeah, an hour, 40 minutes.
Okay. You guys play there?
Hour. It's closed now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But like, I meant like, did you play there growing up and stuff?
Yeah.
I used to go to tournaments there a lot back in the day.
A lot of like State Wars, stuff like that. Oh, you're playing Nards tomorrow. Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I mean, it's out on the internet, so but I didn't. I mean, it's
not
a mystery now.
I'm not hiding it or anything. Like,
yeah.
Why? Just because I haven't played in it in 5 years, I'm not gonna.
Well, that part. So, like, I had mentioned that men's league last week. I'm like, yo, got fucking Chuck Walton coming on. Somebody said, who's that? And me and my buddy were like, oh, he plays in Europe. And then my buddy was like, oh, he doesn't really play that often in America. And I was like, well, yeah, if I got paid to be in Europe 11 months of the year and the only time I'm home, the last thing I'd want to do is fucking play roller hockey. Following morning, the rosters come out, and then and there's your name. I said, oh shit, well, look at that. So
yeah, man, it was kind of random because, like, you're completely right, dude. After 9 months of roller hockey, my body's just really tired. My groins, my hamstrings, my hip flexors. Like, I see the summer as the time for me to fucking rest and give my body a break, because we do train 5 days a week. And our practices are pretty intense, and we scrimmage, for a half hour at the end of every practice. So I'm basically playing games 6 days a week for 9 months straight. Imagine a fucking like Narch tournament that just went on for 9 months. Like
Yeah.
that's how it feels, man. It's a lot of hockey. So when the summertime comes around, the last thing I want to fucking do or think about is hockey, right?
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, I only have, 3 months of summer. I want to be able to spend that time doing what I want to do, family, friends, and traveling, because during the 9 months of the hockey season, you're pretty locked down to the schedule there and you can't really do much. So when I'm home in the summer, it's like I want to, do cool stuff with my friends, travel, see my family, go to concerts, whatever it is. And I fucking hate when there's like a roller hockey tournament that I have to like worry about in the way of like some weekend, or I'm like, oh fuck, I can't go, So like 5 years ago, I was like trying to balance both like Europe and Narch. And then my last year playing any roller hockey in the States was 2018. I remember just feeling like shit in the tournament. Like my fucking legs were fucked. I didn't even like want to be there mentally. I was just like, dude, fuck, I'm so annoyed of roller hockey right now. Like I need to have that mental break, So yeah, but now I'm back.
Yeah. And so you're not, most everyone on your squad is like from Spain. It's all the Golden Knights Academy, right? Or is it most or no? You don't know anyone.
Dude, I don't know anyone on my team except Joaquin.
Joaquin and Lane Hartwell. He's the goalie. He's from Arizona, I think.
I'm not good good with names, and obviously I haven't been in the roller hockey scene in the States in the last 5 years. So like I really am fucking. This is gonna be like my reintroduction. Like I'm probably gonna meet a lot of new people this weekend. So.
Do you ever get weirded out when people come up and be like, "Oh, what's up, man? How are you? Hey, dude, it's been a while," and then you're like, "Who the fuck was that guy, or who was that person?" Or do you ever say, maybe not publicly, but you ever say it in your head, you're like, "Oh man, I have no idea who the fuck that guy was." I do it, and I'm not even
all the time.
Yeah, you're like,
that happens. Man. It's gonna happen at Narch for sure because I also have a terrible memory. So yeah, people that I met like 7 years ago at like one tournament will be like, "Yo, what up?" And I'll be like, "Hey, man, what's up?" And I have no fucking clue who that person is.
Yeah.
It's all right. Just fake it.
Yeah.
Bro. Fuck it. It's fine, man. But I'm excited to go back to Narch and see a bunch of friends I haven't seen in a while and just kind of see if I still got it.
And is there going to be any, I mean, obviously there's going to be some rivalry sibling wise with you and your brother, because your brother's also playing, but he's playing with, it looks like FMC. That's heavy French roster.
So yeah, it's like mostly French.
Is it going to be any inter Europa rivalry with you and the French? Is that why you're?
I know all the French guys on their team for sure.
Yeah.
And I've been playing against them in like European Cups the last couple of years and stuff. But yeah, there's no like bad blood or anything. They asked me to play for them actually.
Oh, did they?
But yeah. But I ended up going with PGKA because my boy Dave Hammond, he runs, him and Pablo, these two guys, they run the PGKA team.
Yeah.
And they're good friends of mine. Pablo was like coaching in Spain, and he lives in Spain too. So I see Pablo quite a lot. And Dave lives in Africa, in Namibia, and he runs that Africa Cup. Yeah. And last year he flew me out there to play in the tournament and run like the social media and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this year he asked me to do the same. And then he was like, "Hey, also, I want you to play for my team at Narch." Like that was kind of the condition, And for me, it's kind of a no-brainer. If you're gonna help me get out to Namibia, which isn't exactly like super cheap to get to. No. And my younger brother lives out there. He's a coach and he runs one of the clubs down in Namibia. So I haven't seen him in over a year, and they offered to, get me to Namibia and take care of everything for me. I just got to show up and, coach some of the kids teams on the benches during the tournament and do a bunch of social media stuff and then play for them at Narch. And I was like, dude, yeah, done,
Yeah.
That's a
no
good deal.
brainer. Yeah,
Yeah, it's expensive
no
as hell to
brainer.
get down there. So it was cool. I didn't mind, and I was like already kind of like fuck. I miss playing Narch and stuff. So it worked out perfectly.
Are the
Yeah,
styles
looks.
different, like in Narch and where you play over in Europe, or is it pretty much the same?
Shit, that's a good question. I honestly forgot what it's like over here. I know
It's
the
just
You'll
rinks are
find out.
smaller. The rinks are
bigger
smaller in
rink.
Europe, and
Yeah,
the
the nets,
overall skill level is not as good.
and you got
So
bigger nets. You have bigger nets tomorrow too.
bigger nets, yeah. So that could actually work out in my favor. We'll see. Because shooting on small nets, for so many years, it
And
really
they're
helps you.
shorter.
I had to learn how to really pick corners and make my shots really accurate because those nets are like 6 inches shorter and also like more narrow. So it's like there's not a lot of pockets. And now maybe I will see like a lot more openings and maybe it'll help me. I don't know.
Oh
It's just
yeah,
a theory.
you're gonna pot a few.
Yeah,
Put
for
money on,
sure.
I put money on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I looked at the schedule. So what? Black Ice to Black Ice. It looks like first game tomorrow. Do
Yep.
you come in a little bit now? Do you come in a little bit different, like into this, as opposed to like, you know, Molina, or like a club that's paying you, so to speak?
What do you mean,
Or
like
are you,
attitude wise?
or are you just a fucking gamer and my shit's the same every time? Like, I don't, for me, like that's how I am. Like, it's whatever. Even if I'm fucking coaching the routine, I'm the same. I'm up at fucking the ass crack of dawn and the whole shit. Nothing really changes.
No, I'm
Like,
a fucking gamer.
so the routine's the same. None of that. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
coming.
I'm not
I'm
drinking
not.
beer before games. I'm not fucking around.
Yeah,
Like
I'm here.
I
Yeah,
always I'll rip beers in the parking lot after games and shit, but like just because I'm not getting paid to do it, like
I'm here to fucking win.
I still want to
Yeah,
win and play my best,
yeah.
So I still am gonna show up the same way. The only thing that's gonna be different is obviously just the X factors that are different, different size ring, different style of game, different floor, different puck, different size nets, different teammates, so there's gonna be a bunch of new factors that are gonna hopefully not.
Dickhead Americans talking about, yeah, here comes fucking Mr. Europe that just won all 4 cups. Fuck him. That kind of, I mean,
Dude,
that's real, right? I mean, let's be honest. That's
maybe.
real.
I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe people want to talk shit.
He'll let you know.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, it might be there. You know what I mean? A little bit, but shit. If that were me, I mean, I know that fires me to fuck up. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, talk the shit. That's cool. You know what I mean? You could do like Patrick Wild when he chirped Ronix. He said, "I can't hear you because my 4 cups are in my fucking ears, motherfucker." You know what
Nah, bro.
I mean?
It's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like that though. It's
Yeah.
4 cups, but at the end of the day, it's not like a Stanley Cup. It's like if it's a Stanley Cup, you could really be like, with that kind of attitude and ego. But it's like, I don't know. 4 cups is definitely something fun. Definitely something. A great accomplishment for the Spanish league, but I feel like people in the States don't really know about it too much. So
Well, I mean, winning 1 cup is an accomplishment. I mean, winning 4 is fucking amazing.
Absolutely. No, it's definitely for Spain and that league out there. It's historical. Never happened before. Greatest team in Spanish history. It's awesome. In Spain, we are fucking swinging our dicks around we were all summer fucking flexing on everyone, bro. Like the whole Spanish league, it's like
they flew you to
oh yeah, dude.
soccer game.
In Spain right now, it's like, man, we walk into rinks, it's like you better stand up if you're sitting down and take your hat off when we walk in type shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I'm joking, but it's like that's okay out there, to be like, yeah, we did this, but like it's not necessary for me to bring that energy into the States because it's a whole different ball game, whole different teams. I didn't beat any of these teams in the States. Right. And most of the top teams in the States the Palmas, the Black Ices, they would probably beat us, so having bringing that ego is not necessary to Narcs, man. I'm showing up to have a good time and just prove to myself that I could still play at a high level.
All right. So that's what I mean. So maybe like slightly less, like maybe a little humble because you're coming home, you know what I mean? But like, and slightly less pressure on yourself because it's like, I am home. You still have the air quote, the animal in you or whatever that wants to play, you know what I mean? But you're like, pseudo part of it's you're having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Just at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Roller hockey in the summertime with the boys.
Yeah.
It's all about having fun. Obviously you want to win, but there's a lot of good teams there, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, fun is the most important factor.
So we could transition back to the music a little. Like, do you see music or some kind of production of some sort in your future? Is that something like you'd pursue like actively, like as a career?
Well, music is something that I just do because I love doing it. If opportunities present themselves, then I will be more than happy to pursue them. But I don't think you should ever choose music as a career. I think it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I think you have a better chance of actually making it to the NHL than being a fucking dude. You know how many people do music? Do you know how many songs are uploaded to Spotify every single day? Especially nowadays where, when our parents grew up, you had to actually pay money and go to a physical studio. And it was nowadays you can have a microphone in the corner of your room, and the new technology has made it so easy for anyone to make music. So I do not recommend art for a career because most people that pursue any form of art, they fucking struggle to get by, right? But if you're a person who's, working a regular job and they're painting on the side, and then one day somehow your paintings fucking take off and you're like the next Banksy or whatever, then absolutely go for it. If you're making music and then you're still focused on your hockey or your post-hockey career, music's always going to be something that's there on the side. And if a day came where, your songs really start taking off, then that would definitely be something to explore and, consider quitting your day job if it's really working out for you like that. But I would never just like go full balls to the wall.
You're going to you walk in after next season's post fucking season interview and you're talking to the fucking Molina president. You're like, sorry, dude, I just want to go back home and I have to pursue this music. Could you imagine if he fucking, no way, right? Like, I really want to pursue this music thing, man.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't want to be a fucking rock star? But I'm also pretty realistic. So, and who's to say you can't pursue it while doing other stuff, So I could finish my hockey career and come back to San Diego and start another career, but still completely be pursuing music on the side, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you're just set to do one thing, you could be pursuing many different like side hustles and stuff like that and just kind of trying things. I think that's what's cool about the new world is there's so much new opportunities and areas to explore, and people are a lot more comfortable with like not pursuing like one career and just like focusing on that till they retire. People are like, they got their job and they got a podcast and they got merch and then they got this and then they got that. And like people are with the internet, we've kind of been exposed to a lot of opportunities that I don't think were necessarily available to our parents' generation. So I think nowadays we can pursue multiple things at once and it's not like a problem.
Yeah, I mean, this shit wasn't around when we were kids. I mean, there's teenagers out there making millions of dollars because they're geniuses on YouTube, but they can't read a fucking sentence. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Chuck, Jim and I have been friends for fucking 20 years. Before we started doing the show 4.5 years ago, I didn't know what the fuck he did. One of our friends was like, because I wanted to start a podcast. He was like, well, you should talk to Jim. I said, oh, cool. Why? And he was like, because he owns Wildfire, owned the studio, the network. I said, well, I said, bro, I'd be more enthused if I knew what the fuck that was. And he's like, it's a fucking podcast studio. I said, oh, no shit. He said, yeah. So, yeah, all kind of opportunities. With shit,
Yeah,
I
man.
wouldn't even know. I said, wait, they have specific studios for like, so yeah, all kinds of shit that are what is available to us now that we didn't have, that wasn't available when we were younger.
Exactly, man.
At least for us three, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good to just keep trying things, And you don't necessarily need, I don't think you need to like go into these things with the idea of the outcome being something along the lines of something that'll benefit you financially. Like, I think you should really go into these things because you want to and because you enjoy doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you're good at it and you're consistent, then possibly the financial things will come later. But if you just go into things like, oh, I want to make music as a fucking career, I want to do podcasting as a career, I don't think that's necessarily the right mindset to have. Because I feel like 9 times out of 10, the people that these things work out for, the people that do it because they love it and they're consistent.
Yeah.
The easiest way to fail is if you go into something wanting to make money. If you think you're gonna make money, it ain't gonna fucking happen.
So
yeah, you just gotta do things because you love it.
That's right.
My mission statement, or the things when they asked me when they went to the bank for the business, all that, they said, "What's your thing?" I said, "Mission statement." I don't know what the fuck that is. They said, "End racism." They said, "Well, what are some of your goals?" I said, "I don't know, 50 million a movie." And they're like, "No." So yeah, all right. So maybe scaled it back and had no fun, and then dropped it all the way down to I had no expectations as far as any of that sort of shit. Fuck, I was just geeked out when like we dropped the first episode and like there was fucking couple hundred people had downloaded overnight. And I'm like, oh shit. And then I went, fuck, that many people want it. And now I'm scared because I'm like, fuck, that many people have listened to why the fuck would anyone want to listen to my voice for 4.5 years?
Right.
But yeah, here we are. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Do you ever, here's a question. Do you ever feel that way about a song? Like we all listen to music and we all have gone through our phases with our favorite bands, right? Like, and you're like, oh, the fucking album comes out. You're like, yo, that shit slaps. I love it. And you play the death out of it for like fucking 7.5 months or a year or however long, right? However arbitrary fucking time stamp you want to put on it. And then you're like, you grow tired of it a little bit. Do you ever find, and then it goes out of your rotation and maybe finds its way back in at a later point? Do you ever find that happens with any of your own stuff?
That's a good question. I mean, fuck. I think with your own stuff, it's different, because it's like, I don't know, you put, your heart and soul into your own stuff. And it's like listening to your own stuff is much different than listening to a band you like.
Right.
I know I can listen to my own stuff forever because I love it, because I make music that I want to hear,
Yeah.
I don't make music for anyone else. And that's always been a big thing I've been about, because I know like 10 years ago when I made a couple songs about hockey that fucking blew up or whatever, got tons of views. People wanted me to continue making songs about hockey and put me in this box as like a fucking hockey singer. But I just continued doing what I wanted to do and not giving a fuck what anyone else was expecting me to do. Continuing to make the music that I want to make, that I want to hear. So nowadays, bro, more than ever, I'm making the music that I want to hear. And so when I hear my music that I've been making the past 5 years, I don't ever get tired of it, But when I listen to music that I made 10 years ago, I'm like, fucking turn that shit off.
Yeah.
Because I personally think it's trash. But then again, I feel like every artist goes through, they go through periods where they're trying to figure themselves out, they're trying to find their sound, they're trying to figure out who they are artistically, and that's what I was going through when I was a teenager. And now I feel like I've arrived to a place where I am proud of the music that I make.
Yeah, I mean, I look at a band like, let's say, Bon Jovi, and I mean, they've been playing the same fucking songs for 30 fucking years, 5
Right.
days a week. You know, I mean, does he get tired of it? Or, I mean, is it just because he's got 40,000 people singing with him that helps him get through it? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I gotta
Yeah.
be honest, Jim. I don't give a fuck if Bon Jovi's tired of it. I'm fucking.
well, I'm
a
tired of
little-
it too.
I'm
I'm
a
just
little
saying.
tired of it. Yeah, for sure. It's
That's a good
my
question, yeah.
life, and it's now.
I have
or-
no
yeah,
idea. I mean, I haven't fucking been touring for 40 years and playing the same song, so
Right.
I have
Yeah.
no idea what that kind of level of, success is like, but I've definitely heard like from other music people that they do get tired of playing the same songs, but also
Or
they
maybe-
know that they have to.
Or maybe,
Right.
yeah, if it's a moneymaker for sure. Fucking Freebird. So maybe if it's like if there's sometimes if the inspiration for a song, like if there's a fucking connotation that puts them in a bad place because they were fucking, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
know
like it's real deep to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Clapton never plays Bell Bottom Blues.
I don't
Right.
even know what song that is.
If it came on, you would know it, but then
Maybe.
there's other ones where you're like, wait a minute, there's other like references where you're like, but you'll sing that one?
Right.
Yeah,
like
some
That's
artists
about
get-
that's about
Yeah.
that's about your best friend's wife, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Every artist has like weird songs they don't play, but I know from a fan's perspective, because I'm a fan of music first and foremost, is when I go to shows or concerts, and if they like don't play a song that I would really want to hear, I get kind of upset.
Sure.
Oh, did he freak the fuck out?
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Come-
sometimes
God.
it's just personal to me. Sometimes it's like, all right, maybe that song was like an obscure album song on an old album, and I was the only guy that was waiting for that. But
Right.
there's been a couple times in my life where there's like a song that every person in the attendance is waiting to hear, and for whatever reason they don't play it because they're like, oh, we got a new album out and we got to play all of our new material, and they'll sprinkle in some old shit, but they'll like leave out like one of their biggest hits, and everyone's like, what the fuck, why didn't they play that? And I remember being like, fuck, you're waiting for that all night, and then you chant the encore and you think it's going to be that one and it's not, and you're like, oh, what the fuck.
We
Yeah,
went
that happened
to
with that happened with Jimmy Page and Robert Plant when they came back in the mid '90s. They didn't play Stairway to Heaven, and all the fucking fans were like, "This is fucking bullshit," and they're like, "We don't want to fucking play it. We're fucking sick
everyone
of it."
freaked.
Yeah, I understand why they're sick of it, but I feel like musicians like that, they got to find a
You owe it to your fans.
exactly. It's like, yeah, you're sick. You have all this generational wealth because of your fans. You got to play these fucking songs.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm looking
I
at
mean,
I'm looking at your YouTube, Chuck, and I mean you got a song here from 12 years ago. It's got 2.2 million views. The
Yep.
junior hockey anthem. Is that a song that like you would be sick of now, or is that still a
or is that the one that got you viral?
I mean,
Like
that's the
one-
one that made the first one that made me like super viral, that went around the internet and gained me like a lot of followers and stuff like that. But yeah, like if I heard that right now, I'd be like, whenever I'm around and people like play that shit or like they put it on, I'll just be like, inside, I'll be like, fuck, like,
yeah,
it's like it's awkward when people like play your music in front of you. You're like at a party and they put on your shit, and it's like it just feels weird, and like I don't want to say it feels narcissistic, but it's like, why are we listening to my fucking music at this party? It's like, I
Right.
don't want to
Yeah.
be here when you're listening to it.
like if I
That
wanted to
song-
listen to my music, I'd play my music right now. Like
Exactly. Weirdly, I only like listening to my music like when I'm alone, like driving in my car and like critiquing it. But like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that song is definitely one of them where I'm like, fuck, I'm fucking sick of that one.
yeah, I mean.
But then again, if I did a show, people are gonna expect me to play that.
Right. Absolutely. You owe it to your fans.
Exactly, and I have every time as the encore usually.
Oh, they have. Oh, so when you do shows, they do ask you to play that. Does that
Well, they
happen?
don't. No, they don't ask me.
Do they start screaming junior hockey, junior?
I
Yeah,
play
yeah.
it. I
Do
play
you?
it no matter what because they're gonna fucking people come just for that sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't need to be asked. I get it, man.
Oh, it's already in it. Yeah, you're in it.
Yeah, it's in the set list for sure.
Do you have any weird contract writers like for when you're going to perform, like Green M&Ms or any of that?
What for the green room?
Yeah, yeah.
Nah.
Other than the other day, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna send a merch pack out. What size T-shirts and shit? And you're like, well, I only wear usually only black. And I went, what the fuck, man? Now that's what I thought in my head, but they're black. The T-shirts are all fucking. They're black anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
But
yeah, dude.
But I was thinking, yo, dude, he just dropped the album like 2 days ago, and he's already fucking turning into David Lee Roth, man.
Nah, dude, if you're gonna send me something, I just don't want it to go to waste. Because if you send me a size medium shirt, I'm never gonna wear it. If you send me a size large shirt, I'm never gonna wear it. If you send me a white shirt, I'm never gonna wear it. I'm just keeping it real with you.
Don't send them
If
Chuck,
you want,
if
no, I would not wear that, bro. I just wear extra large black shirts. That's like pretty much 99% of my wardrobe.
If I send you the shirt, it's got the QR code on the back. You can give it the fuck away to whoever the fuck you want in Spain. It really wouldn't matter because when they click the fucking link, it ain't gonna make a difference anyway. But yeah, no, they're rest assured, my friend, the shirts are the new batch are black.
Oh yeah.
Extra large.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Black extra large. Yeah, I mean, so we're pretty much. Do you have any shout outs or any chirps you want to get off before Narch tomorrow? This is the night before Narch. You got any chirps or shout outs or
plugs
or an angry algorithm of the week, which is anything that just got under your skin this week that you just need to like let it go, like you don't want to bring it into the tournament or just generally in life.
I was wearing some athletic shorts yesterday with no fucking pockets.
That's fucking annoying.
Oh,
isn't that the worst thing fucking ever? Like, you know how mad that made me? Like, I can't believe they still make pants without pockets. What's the fucking point of that?
I completely agree.
You know what? The laundry was down a little bit this week, and I pulled out a pair of shorts that my buddy gave me, but they're for like he's a wrestling coach, like university level. He gave me from the school or whatever, and I went to do the same thing. Went to put the fucking phone in the pocket, and there's no fucking pocket. So interesting. I don't think that we've ever had an algorithm that's an angry algorithm that's the same in 199 episodes. So yeah, shout out to that. Yeah, fuck that kind of pissed me. And then you got to kind of, and then I had to fucking tuck it in my waistband.
Yeah, pockets are so underrated. They're like one of the greatest inventions ever.
Yeah. Any shout outs?
Shout out to pockets.
Chuck.
Fuck right.
Excellent. Well, look, thank you. Thanks for coming on. I know that your time is pretty valuable, as you've stated. Appreciate you. And anything that we can do to continue to help push any projects you have, send the links. We'll help push them.
All right, boys. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah.
Chuck.
In the meantime, like I tell all the kids I coach, just be you, man. Just continue to keep being you.
He don't need your advice, dude.
Shut the fuck up, Jim. Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate you.
All right, boys. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Later.
¿Cómo estás? Muy bien. ¿Qué tal la vida aquí en Guanateme? Es como un barrio. Sí, claro. ¿No es verdad? Por aquí todo el mundo se conoce.
Here's another jam for you all.